Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Welcome to today's episode of the Digital Marketing Podcast, where we talk about digital marketing strategies and tactics to help grow your business. Today, I want to talk about a prime day for Stranger Things, the formula for building pillars of brand profit. So yes, July 16th, just right around the corner, is Amazon's Prime Day. And it's interesting that last year in 2018, Amazon announced that it was their largest day ever and sold over a record 100 million products on its Prime Day. I think it's interesting that they also noted that they had more single subscribers to the Amazon Prime subscription. Obviously, they do a great job of promoting the fact that you can save money on this order. If you become a Prime member, your order, which is now X dollars, could be reduced by a percentage if you sign up and become an Amazon Prime subscriber. I think it's interesting. They noted also that on Amazon Prime Day in 2018, the most popular Amazon products as well as non-Amazon products. So the Fire Stick TV or Fire TV Stick, the Echo Show, and the Echo Spot were the three top Amazon products that were sold. The two top non-Amazon products that were sold were the Instapot cooker as well as the LifeStraw water filtration system. Now, what's extremely interesting for marketers and brands and companies to look at and consider, what is the significance of those five products, and what does that tell me and tell us about the consumer's mind, and what products are most important, but yet what are the motivations behind buying those products? I think that is probably the most interesting, and that's part of unlocking the formula for really being able for your company to build pillars of brand profit. So let's take a dive into that. So with Fire TV Stick, the Echo Show, and the Echo Spot, really what we're talking about there, number one, is the ability to have on-demand access to products and services, voice activation for finding information or just anything. Obviously, we know that voice is such a huge part of what our future looks like. And these three products are the gateway of how we will continue to evolve in a voice-driven world. And then our insatiable addiction to instant access for products and services, as well as the major drivers of convenience, and then also our attitude towards eco-awareness and sustainability. So again, if we kind of work this backwards and we think about the LifeStraw product, LifeStraw water filtration system, it really attacks the bottled water industry head on, because with this technology, you can literally walk up anywhere to any water source of any kind and not be fearful that any bacteria or contaminants that would be in that water would be, essentially cleaned and filtered into a drinkable format. So I think that really tells a story that we as a society are absolutely aware of the effect that we have on our planet when it comes to plastic waste, and as well as our responsibility to the environment and the earth. So those things right there, again, the motivations of wanting it on demand, being able to voice activate and have that be the trigger for the needs, the wants, and the things that we have is critical. The fact that we absolutely have to have instant access to everything that we want. and then lastly being driven by convenience. Now, ironically, at the same time, as we're looking at July 16th, right around the corner, also this month, is Netflix dropping the third season of Stranger Things. Now, it's interesting. It reports that 40 million subscribers of its nearly 160 million subscribers watched season 3 already and have really, propelled it into its #1 brand or intra brand. Obviously Netflix is the brand, and the Stranger Things episode and series show is its #1 intra brand or division. So what is their objective with this? I think it was interesting in a Bloomberg report that I read. I found it really interesting that they, noted that Netflix goal or objective with this series is to create really a brand franchise, similar to what Disney has done with Star Wars and Marvel and some of these others, where you have this extenuation of, an ecosystem or a market that is connected to entertainment linked merchandise. So, that's a $122 billion marketplace. So no wonder Netflix has gone, wow, look, here's what's going on. It's interesting also, just last week or right around the time, right before the day of the launch, they had this big fair with people dressed up in 80s garb and, characters of the show, again, to sort of bring this into the real world of a show that comes into the real world. So what's the motivation there? Guys, we are absolutely obsessed with 1980s nostalgia. We absolutely love it. All the different shows that are coming out, fashion trends that are out. You look on eBay, stuff that's vintage 1980s stuff is bringing huge dollars, whether it's VHS tapes or any kind of merchandise from circa 1980 is huge right now. So I think that's another motivation that you need to understand, that here's the question. What can you do as a business right now, and how can you learn from Amazon and Netflix? And I think it really boils down to this. We need to use these motivations because they're huge indicators of what we are and how we act and behave as a society, and use these as a formula or a recipe for ensuring your brand is relevant. So you've got to reverse engineer and try to look through those lenses, those motivations, and how your brand might be relevant. Because I think if you can also create pillars of profit for your own brand in an internet-based, consumer-driven ecosystem. I think that is absolutely the key. And when you sit down and you look at this, for companies and brands who may ignore these motivations and signals, you've got to really see the writing on the wall. It's time to re-envision your brand before disruption affects and signals the final episode of your business. I mean, that is the real warning for businesses today who don't understand and who think that, Amazon can do this and Netflix can do this, but I can't do this. You can. You just need to understand the motivations. And if we go back to them, what are the motivations right now? You need to look at your brand, your products and services, and think about, how can I provide on-demand access? How can I connect with voice activation? How can I connect my consumers with instant access? How can I provide convenience? And also, how can I address eco-awareness and sustainability? And lastly, is there a connection between 1980s nostalgia and my products and services? You put all those pieces together, you've got a formula that can help you propel your brand and build a pillar of profit for the next 24 months. Thank you so much for joining in today. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. I hope you tune in tomorrow to the podcast video. We'll see you tomorrow.